I'm live in Indiana, southern Indiana. An old homestead back here. We're doing this property walk. Right now I'm doing a perimeter walk. It's a 55 acre property. I'm like 60% through just a perimeter walk. Most of it fence line. Almost all timber. Southern Indiana's got some pretty big hills. Rock wall. Don't have great service. For a second I didn't have any service and it bought them. But don't have great service, and I've got obviously always limited battery out here. I've got the iPad charging in my backpack right now. I filmed quite a bit. Our content that'll be on the Indiana deer hunting page tonight. Got the ground cleaned up pretty good over there. Must like those acorns. I'll put my phone in low battery. I have seen some random lawn chairs over just on the perimeter walk. I've seen a few on this property. I don't know if the neighbors have brought those in for special days, trespassing days, or what? Been quite a few lawn chairs found on the edges though. Hello to the one person watching. Thanks for joining us. We are currently checking out this property for a good fella. Oh look, another lawn chair. They do look to be pretty worn. That's a hunting chair though. It's pretty silly. Probably sit right there and shoot them coming from down there or over here. We're getting pretty close to the property border. So there's a up there on my map, and that's the next property. There's also, I can hear earlier when I started, I went like 10% one way on my perimeter loop, and there's a guy working on a tractor, and I was talking to the phone, so I decided go the other way. Hello to the litter here. Okay, so I can see the red house. Let's look at the map. That's it. So I do hear dogs, and it also sounds like the dogs are moving. So just to be safe. Ugh. This pole. Put that in my pocket there. Sounds like there's some dogs that live on here. I'm supposed to be here doing this property consultation, Southern Indiana. Honestly, it looks like the neighbors are probably shooting a lot of deer coming out of here, because this place is pretty hard to hunt. Pretty hard to access. Ooh, starting to actually find mine. Some over there. So, I mean, he's hitting on that big tree too. He's hitting these. But that's his bed right there. From his bed, you can see down there. Down there. Anything coming up that way? If he's sitting here in the morning, all the thermals are rising. You can smell anything in that bottom. Oh. And we have not found a single shed today, but I would love to find this guy's. I thought I saw another one of these. There's another chair down there. Whoever's hunting this place just sits in chairs, which I have done a lot of. So I'm not judging. I don't leave them all in the woods forever, though. There's another one from Angry. I'm really ready to drop down in there. Yeah, I can see more of his sign down there. This is up above the neighbor's house. You can see the neighbor's stuff all here. I can see more of Angry's work back in there. But I thought, yeah, there's some down here. One second. Bear with me while I share this. Copy. My 3 people didn't leave. So the beat up trees are up there, a couple up there I saw in the distance. I can see more. I named him Angry. This is the only spot on the entire property that I've seen. And I'm on the edges so far. I still got to dive through the middle a little bit. But on the perimeters. This is the only spot that I've seen any sort of mature deer sign. He's beating on that one pretty good. I haven't found any sheds. Is that a shed right there? Crazy. I would say that's last year's shed. But I found a shed. So it's, I mean, this is Angry's work on the trees that I'm finding here. Up there, down right here. We're about to dive in because I'm trying to find him. But I bet this is Angry's shed from last year. Huh. I literally, that's pretty cool. If you guys are watching this, you were there for it. I said, I haven't found any sheds. And I looked down and there's this half ate up shed. That looks like probably a 3-year-old. So Angry that's making this mess is probably 4 if he's still alive, which I think he is. It looks pretty fresh, which would mean he left the season alive. So I would guess that's last year's antler. So we're looking at maybe 1 mature deer is actually living on this property, I would bet. And that's, I'm guessing he seem to be hunters. And have stands on your borders. Set up to shoot deer. Trails coming straight out of you. And they can access their property and you can't. So there's work to be done, lots of trees to be cut. If you're watching this, that's why. I guess I'll tell everyone really what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that overall high grade was done. 20, 30 years ago probably. And most of the, I mean, there's a few good trees, but most of them are leaners. They're not straight. There's a lot of forked trees. It was high graded pretty hard now, like which means you're not gonna come in here and take 100K worth of trees off of 55 acres. You might be able to do that in 20 years. So you can see everything's the same size. Everything's telephone pole size or less for the most part, which means they came in here and anything that the buyer was willing to buy, they bought. I'm gonna check this map real quick. Guys, comment down there. I was just I exited out of YouTube and went to my phone to get the map. Could you guys hear me talking while I was doing that? Did the video still work with no audio, or Could you not see anything? I don't know. Obviously, I have to exit out to check my map so I don't run into headaches. So we're back on one of your logging roads. The main logging road, it looks like. You were probably out here yesterday. It's pretty brittle. So I've done most of the perimeter walk. I'm hungry. I have not heard from your dad, Andrew. I don't know what's up with that. Obviously, stuff happens, so no big deal. I didn't need him here to walk with me. I wanted to make sure he wasn't walking without me. I am ready to go back to the car, grab a cinnamon roll. Make some notes of what I see so far. This is probably angry. It's probably the same deer. Overall, like, there seems to be pretty good deer sign out on the road perimeter. I'm hungry. I'm gonna take the road back and go eat before I do any more trudging through the edge. Mostly the front and the field side. They seem to pocket in here and funnel out those directions towards the road and towards those hay fields. But they're only going to those hay fields because almost everything's dead. Looks like more angry work. There's a neighbor. Neighbor's there. I can't be too far back from my car. I don't think I'm gonna finish the perimeter on his side because, I mean, I should be able to see the same kind of stuff on this trail. It's pretty 100 yards off. So after I eat, I'm gonna dive in. Little baby buckaroo making messes over here. Yeah, I think the majority of the deer seem to be on the other side of the property. From what I'm getting from the perimeter, because there's more food over there. You can see more rubs. seems like the bucks in general are over here. The bigger rubs. Found this shed. I think it's last year's shed. This is definitely a cruising path for red activity. There's the house. I'm hungry. We're gonna eat before we do anything. So, I'm gonna have to dive in on that side further after I eat, because we're getting further and further from the perimeter. So I'm not seeing much of that third of the property or quarter. But from what I've found so far, damn ticks. I just got my first tick of the season off me. I already knew I needed to go straight to the shower, but one tick off of me. It is bug spray. Permethrin season starting now. I think that's the road up there. So I think we're back to the car. Ooh, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Whew. Those thorns grabbed me right by the nipple. And that was a special feeling. Before, I think that's so, like, my take on why southern Indiana has such bad invasive issues. And another chair. Invasives, all these thorns everywhere you go. They cut the crap out of it 30 to 100 years ago. And just bounced around block to block and got as much as they could. Because that was a really cheap, easy way to get money. Because the resource was huge back then. But I don't know. It's hard to, you can't say anything about it because it's everyone's personal opinion. I think trees need to be cut too, but they didn't just take all the best 50%, they took the best 90%. Then the 10% trees are now a little bit, it's probably, 10, 15, 20, I don't know, trees that someone might buy, which I don't think is worth the damage that would come with it. Ooh. If you haven't been on here for very long, we're looking at a parcel, 55 acres-ish in southern Indiana. Ooh, muddy there. And those deer are leaving right there. I wonder what's over there. Ooh. Snack time. You bring lunch?
No. Did you turn your YouTube off?
You want me to?
No, I just didn't know if you did.
Oh yeah, right now it's live. It's not looking at you.
I was watching you.
Oh, you were? Cool. Saving yourself some steps there.
Did you get some briars, did you?
Yeah. 2.5 hours for a perimeter walk. I haven't done anything on the inside.
I got here, I didn't. 15 minutes in, then, so I just was.
Well, 15 minutes, man. Some of these spots are thick. I might have been right there. So the first like hour and a half I videoed with my iPad, not live. Then I got to like the back corner, and my iPad was dying, so I hooked it to a charger in my backpack, and I was like, might as well post them on YouTube. The easiest way to create YouTube content. You just do live, and then I can post it as a video. none of them are real big.
Yeah, but they're not like other programs that you see anything.
Like a cut.
Yeah, like there's nothing left.
Yeah. This place will have big oaks in 20 years. You know, some places it might. Some places are 40, 50 years behind. Big trees again.
So you found a big road.
Yeah, so that's crazy. I went through that whole place and I made it back to there, and I could see his red house before I saw anything that looked like a big deer was around. It was up at the top of that hill, so he could see quite a bit, and he's in the mornings he could sit up there and just smell everything in the bottoms. Thermals rising up to him. You can see out in this guy's yard, I would guess. A lot of times, depending on when, he probably sits where he could see all that and smell this. Everything, all the other, looks like they hunt hard.
They did?
The people next door.
Oh.
So the fields, on the maps, it looks like they're planted in agriculture. They're all hay. Right now it looks like there's winter wheat out there, but I would guess that was planted after a hay crop. I don't see like stalks from this year or last year. Yeah, it's pretty bummer. I went around there in each field I got to my. On the map, yeah, the coloring, like there was corn there. Yeah.
I'm assuming this is what they came out of there and hooked it up, so I assume that's the equipment that's building. So I'm assuming the building firms, the firms got tired of paying.
Oh, so they own over there? I didn't look at all that. I didn't look at who owns what yet. I usually walk this and then I'll look and see. Definitely looks like you're shooting over this road a lot. Right here, where it's wet, we got a huge trail coming up right here and crossing, and then there's another huge one over there coming up out and crossing their fence. How many acres did you guys sell in Kentucky? Do you have, I'm guessing you're trying to roll it over into this one? Oh, okay. Okay, so you're not like, you didn't sell it to roll it, you don't have to. Okay, gotcha. Into this. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if he's rolling it, he's got a deadline. Tax-wise, it has to be moved. That money has to move, or you have to pay taxes on it, I think. I'm all for what he's doing. I'm like, oh, this is gonna piss everyone off, but like, find the logic fault in it, you know?
There is no.
Yeah. biggest issue with Trump is he has people's feelings. And if that's the worst someone does, like, that's a leader, not.
Do you think JFK told Castro that he didn't have shit anything like Cuba did? I mean, that's what people don't remember.
Well, everything's soft now. So
FDR.
Trump is honestly, even though seems like the generation pushing like Democrat agenda is a much younger generation. Like the average Democrat's a lot younger than the average Republican, I think. So they don't remember that.
I think,
You know?
I think that this Charlie Cook
Yeah.
has done a lot for the college kids and informing them a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't give one man credit, but I've watched a lot of his stuff where he went to all the colleges this last 2 years. And he changed a lot of kids' minds and made sense to them, you know what I mean?
And I think
Yeah, okay.
he gives other people, he gives everyone that sees him do it permission to like have real conversations with other people outside of that forum. You know,
Right.
like we can not fight about it. We can have a conversation as long as you'll have an intelligent conversation.
Well, it's like, you know, you read about Zelensky, and he was an actor. Well, Reagan was an actor, but so was Trump. But, you know, who knows?
You hear dogs?
I did.
Are all the dogs I heard at their house?
That way I thought.
Okay. Yeah, I know they got dogs. But when I was back there, I could hear dogs, and I couldn't tell if it was all the way at the house or if it was down in the bottom here. Oh, we still got 5 people live. I'm sorry, guys. You can't see us, but you just heard our whole Republican Trump talk, and if you don't like it, you probably don't belong on this page anyway. So let's just filter you out, and I hope you have a good day.
Maybe it was muffled. Get those out.
Kroger's almost stale rack.
Oh,
$4 for a dozen of these. I wouldn't have done it if I had kids today. But I was like, man, that's a lot of easy food for $4. I didn't even like. I was like, that's a lot of calories to consume for $4.
get to that funnel.
Yeah, but they're shooting everything that walks out of it. Guarantee it. Probably before it even crosses the property line. I could show you, like, they have stands facing into here, like where that funnel crosses, like at the 2 field edge corners.
Yeah.
And you can see like right where all the deer traffic's going out. As soon as you pop out to that corner, you're looking at their stand across the field. 100 yards, 75 yards. So there's obstacles. I don't know how many like one stand could mean he shoots 1 buck and it's over, and it could be he filters his whole family through one stand that works well. So it'd be good to know the neighbors.
Yeah.
I think because of all that, and like the next property owner, you hear the dogs. There's dogs back here too. It might be his, but they're down.
They're shooting back here or something.
I think there's dogs down in the bottom. I think it's safer if you were going to do any food plotting and access. Like if you can get permission to walk his yard, then you could have access to have some plottage that everyone wouldn't see. I think it would be good to have a screen at the road. That way if there's green food down there in the winter, like it's not immediate, I'm just like giving you like,
No.
I'm giving you my dream list if I was going to build this the next 30 years, you know? because once everything turns brown, if you've got like a food plot 100 yards off the road, everyone can see it. And the deer can see out. But if you screen, you can put stuff close to the edge and hunt it without spooking a bunch of deer going in. I'm gonna head back in after this. You wanna go for a walk? Don't it?
I mean, I would. I may go a little bit down and just look at the bottom. My fear is not being able to get back up.
Oh yeah, so knees.
I just had this one done in
So
December. It's better.
It's been two years and like 3 days since I tore my ACL in that one and meniscus, and then they took a chunk out of this one to make me a new ACL in this one. That surgery was like 16 months out of surgery for those. So I feel you. What you went through was even worse.
No, really, it's not.
It wasn't? Well, maybe what I went through was worse then, because this was shit.
Yes, that's way worse.
Yeah, this was shit. My ACL was
not
terrible.
Not to discredit your ACL. Your ACL's terrible. But I had both MCLs were gone.
Yeah.
Actually, my left knee was easier than my right has. I've got pain. I've had pain the last 3 days right here. And when I step down, it's like,
I remember like the first 6 months after the surgery, like going down, I could go uphill pretty good, but going downhill was just like someone punching my knee every step. You know, you're putting your body weight going down every step. It was tough. Most of it is not wet like this. Like this is the wettest spot on the property.
not wet down in that bottom?
I mean, look at my boots.
Yeah, you're pretty dry. I noticed that.
I'm sure it's wetter in the bottom than the...
They say there's a fire chance today.
There's a what?
Chance of fire. That's what the weather services put out. The high winds and the dryness. And I'm thinking, dryness? Okay. But I see that it is, I mean, it's soft, but it's pretty strong.
Yeah. There's water in the creeks, but not much.
That's a shame.
Well, I guess you don't have to walk down if I stay on here, huh?
I'll be able to watch it when you sit at the end or two, so.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I was recording it all.
Andrew, the one saw you on.
Yeah, I shared it with him. I was on for a while, and then I was like, man, I should probably share it. 'Cause I did it so I could send it to him at the end, but I was like, man, he could watch it live. All right, Andrew, if you're watching, your dad's staying up here. I'm about to dive back in.
Nice to meet you.
You too. So I found this one right next to the biggest rub.
Yeah, you call him ugly.
I think,
That's been there a year or two.
yeah, so I think this is from last year, but he probably shed it, scraping the same damn tree. So this is probably last year at 3, and he's doing that at 4. So there could be one 5-year-old here, probably. Without doing any work to it, you know? It was literally like 5 seconds after.
Pretty thick.
Yeah, I think he was probably 3. So that's probably a good deer now. And those rubs look pretty fresh, so I would say he made it through the season. I think those trees have been rubbed since the season went out. I think I'm probably gonna do another hour-ish.
You do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna leave it there. You're welcome to do whatever you want with it. Oh, I was just like, if you want to look at it or whatever, it's there. I figured if I left it on the car, it'd disappear. Nice meeting you. If you're gone when I get back. Well, it's real life. Cigarettes happen. Forgive me. So I've done vast majority of the property perimeter walk. This time around, I'm gonna do just like another hour. I think I've seen most of what I need to see to tell them what I think of the place. But I would like to see what's going on the insides. It's pretty beat up coming out of here, but it just makes sense. We already know they're feeding out to those two main trails going to the next property. What for, we don't know. I would guess there's better food over there. How cold it's been, probably corn and beans. Oh. Tell you what, going through the middle is a lot more dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, and dodging. You can get down on a dodgeball reference. Oh. Phew. I think what I'm going to try to do is get back to the sign of angry and follow that through the woods. Whew. I think the angry trail is going to end up through here. For the most part, I just see small tracks. In the spots where there's lots of tracks, I can't find any big ones. And that's what I don't like. Just spooked some deer for sure. definitely kicked up at least a handful of deer there. And that is why we're going that way. Able to find fresh sign over here. See what's going on. Aha. And if I sit up in here, you can see pretty much any direction. Uh-huh. I think this is where they were running. That could be angry, maybe. Doesn't look very angry of him, though. Oh, if you're still watching, doing a property assessment. Southern Indiana, hill country. So the logging trail's right there. Deer trail's right here. Paralleling, but not on. I don't think I want to go back to the top that way. You have to walk all the way back around that rock wall, I believe. So the next good spot we find to intersect the middle, we're going to take it. Oh, and there's a rub line. That's where we go. Well, I can definitely tell you, I know why they're leaving the property. I'm not staying. Look at the ground. Why? There's no food in here. There's some acorns and some nibblings. But even all the nibblings are nibbled already. To me, it just appears this property just has not been touched much since they got logged. And deer know they can pile in here until dark and no one will ever see them. But there's no food. Like, if we were to take a picture here, like what percentage of the photo is brown and what percentage of the photo is green? Okay, so 0.1% is green. And then what percentage of that is actually the nutrients that deer require right now to live to their, genetic potential, which is the whole point here, right? Scrape tree. Really the only spots that have much green at all are spots where trees have fallen. I'm getting a little tired, ladies and gentlemen. 4:11. Oh, guys, phone's down to 20%. I think I want to ride a dirt bike here. Let's start there. I think I just found an old truck. Jeep. I bet you that Jeep's been here since they logged this. Oh, nice. Look at that. Grandpappy's stand. That's a whole lot better. Why didn't someone tell me I couldn't see nothing? I'm honestly impressed that those 2x4s are still holding together. Modern 2x4s wouldn't be holding there anymore. There's a Jeep for you. There's a Bronco. It's a Bronco. Oh, that's a Jeep. Nude it. There's your Jeep, Kevin. Okay, so the property comes with a Jeep that needs work. Let's continue. I bet that thing's been here pretty close to when this whole thing was logged out. Those first few years, this place was probably Jeep heaven. Most of the area is just lots of hills, but not real sharp stuff. You could have a lot of fun in a Jeep back here if trees weren't growing up yet. I do see something interesting. I see some green trees. Oh, freshly shaved rub. I see some pines over there. Here are like evergreen trees of most types. Good thermal bedding. But when it's cold, and it has been cold, there might be some sheds. Oh, right in the face. Some bone. Someone's femur. Whew. I haven't been skipping leg day that much, but I have been skipping cardio. Rub. Whew. I'm gonna poke up this row a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn around and walk it out. I believe. Basically on the mindset that I'm aiming for out. I'm also a woodsman and trying to hit as many trails as I can. You know? To be able to give the best answers I can here. Another car over here in the woods. Unless a tractor dragged these vehicles back here, they're pretty crushed to the point where I would say they almost had to lip and tumble. I don't know if this one even is a car. Someone went camping and never left. Or never cleaned up. Probably just never cleaned up. It's more fun to say they never left. Do the hills have eyes? Alright, I'm getting a little silly there. Ow! Gotta love taking those out of your arm. Alright, so I think there is. Take the bottom that way. Should point us out. Approximately. Oh man, right in the face. I'll tell you what, with all that logging that they did over the last 100 years in southern Indiana, along with all that logging, a lot of explosion of invasives, and that's why you can't walk through the woods without getting stickered constantly. And since these invasives are here already, before much more timber can be cut, this needs a lot of it killed out of here. Come through, spray all these bushes. It really needs a, like now it can grow something. Look at this. That's how much of your forest floor is growing stuff. Nice, right? Nothing. Almost nothing. And that's the way it goes in these close canopy hardwoods. As soon as these trees all get tops on them, there's hardly any sunlight actually makes it all the way to the dirt. And the dirt is where the good stuff grows. Can you scrape? That's really a dangerous spot to hunt. I bet it's super swirly in here and it's very hard to hunt. Overall impression is halfway decent amount of deer. Halfway decent amount of, oh cool. I found a dead head. Dead head in the creek. pretty ate up, but it looks like he might have been a good one. Had the potential to be a good one. I'd say the genetics are pretty cool though. He's got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. He has 6 brow tines. Wonder how bad this place got hit by EHD. That would be something to look up, Andrew. I would ask the DNR how many reports of EHD they've had in this area. Yeah, cell phone too. I'm joking. I'm live. It's pretty wicked though. Looks like a 2-year-old to me, man. Maybe 3 tops. I would bring her out with me, but Indiana, you gotta call DNR and get a salvage tag just for the head. So if you buy the place, you can come do that if you want that crazy guy. Well, found him in the creek. I ought to walk the rest of the creek out, huh? Pretty cool shed head. I like the genetics. He looks like a pretty symmetrical deer, even with his weird stuff. Gnarly. That is a hopeful thing. You can pretty much get deer in any state, any area. Deer herds to where they're mature deer are expressing, 160 plus. Almost every area can do that. The question is, Does the area have enough food? And does the area have enough food? Does the area have enough suitable habitat in general to hold deer long enough to get big enough to be 160? But that guy has some cool genetics, and I bet you a deer that looks like that at 2 or 3 looks pretty gnarly at 6 or 7. Problem is keeping them until 6 or 7 when they're gun hunting these edges. Like one of those stands I found is, 200 yards away. I gotta check this map. But yeah, that deer being pretty symmetrical, including his 6 brows. There's a halfway decent truck. There's okay. My phone's at 4%, so down here, like, subscribe, check out other videos. I got a few hundred shorts. I'm out of here. Peace.